inflationary cycle. So you can actually see it broadening out within tech. As opposed to just 10 or 15 stocks that benefit from AI, now we actually see spending kind of diffuse across the broader economy.
So wait, so it's spending not necessarily on AI. Does some of the AI spending then, does that peter out?
Well, it's funny you mention it. We had a deceleration in AI CapEx starting last summer of 24, something we wrote about. That also caused a slowdown in Q1. So we're not going to see negative growth in AI spending, and now we're actually seeing a re-acceleration. So I would argue that AI spending went through, in their world, a mini recession, and now we're seeing a re-acceleration there. No, I'm growing more of the view that we're going to have a spending boom in 26 after this kind of continued softness for the rest of this year.
Mike, you just sound incredibly bullish. Is there anything that you're worried that could hamper this thesis that would make it not play out?
Well, I mean, if I can figure this out, the stock
All right.
the thing that worries me a little bit is that, like, the stock market.
Yes, Ritesh, how you doing, bro?
And so we have gotten ahead of ourselves on some valuation metrics. And look, this strategy is not without risks, right? I mean, this is a aggressive strategy to run the economy hotter to try and get out of this debt problem. And who knows if it's going to work perfectly? But I think this is our best chance of getting the debt down as a percentage of GDP.
So we get an economy that runs hot again. This strategy.
We're looking very bullish. Let me see what your study's doing.
Yields come in. But if you do have a real clear working together of a treasury, of a Fed, what about foreign buyers? Not just on treasuries, but on American equity as well. Is there some damage to brand America because people have said Fed independence, it's sacrosanct, it's so important to the U.S.?
Well, I think there's a lot of things going on that would say that maybe foreign investors shouldn't have as much capital in the U.S. because there's been this one-way freight train. The current account deficit's been negative, which means the capital accounts.
All right, cool. So let me check my audio. Cool. I think you guys should be able to hear me. All right, so we're in stock open. Let me see what gold is doing. Gold should be heading up as well. Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't mind buying gold if we took out yesterday's low, or technically today's low. Right. So maybe NFP tomorrow we get a spike down. It wouldn't be that bad for business, to be honest with you. Now, so far with the DXY, it could definitely drop on the half hour from here. It could drop from there as well, being completely frank. What am I interested in today? Bitcoin. It's not really in anywhere I like Bitcoin.
Basically fiat currency hedges like gold or even Bitcoin.
Yeah, sure. I mean, hey, in the inflationary environment post-COVID, stocks still did.
Yes, gift money there, bro.
Mike, thank you so much for joining. This has been absolutely brilliant. That is Morgan Stanley's chief U.S. equity strategist.
Let's see if we can't catch anything on the indices.
Just under 10 minutes into the trading day here in the U.S. And you have about even up and down stocks. Look,
we did eventually push up yesterday, which is annoying enough because I was looking for a buy yesterday, but we just ran the low, right? We ran stock market open low, and then we rallied at like 8 p.m. Like well, for me, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Maybe some of you guys are looking at markets at 8 p.m., but I wasn't looking at markets at 8 p.m. I was probably, I don't even know, probably doing something else. Yeah, so we started rallying. We had Tokyo range. This morning we ran Tokyo range as high, pulled back. We've pushed back above. I believe this is Monday's high. So technically, no, this is the high. Where's the high of the week? So technically, we've just punched above the high of the week then, right? I think we've just punched above the high of the week. Let me take a look. Should have just punched above the high of the week. Yeah, we've just about punched above the high of the week. Let's see what the weekly candle looks like. Weekly candle looks really ugly. All right. I'm just going to wait for the first 15 minutes to 30 minutes of the stock open, and then we'll see what it looks like. But so far, if I were to sort of put my finger or point to a direction I want this to head up to, realistically, it should be higher. But the only problem is we have a few variables, okay? So variable one is this 4-hour imbalance, right? This area was a catalyst which gave us this huge drop down. Okay, so we can definitely, you know, I'm not saying it's definitely guaranteed, but anticipate getting a rejection or some sort of a reaction from there, right? Then we have this current sort of mini trend that's going on. So we can definitely head up higher on the NAS, but there's just nothing conclusive as of yet. Maybe today we get nothing. It is pre-NFP, and you guys should know, like, the day before NFP sometimes it's bogus, you know. Market just kind of chills around, waits around, and then we get the move for tomorrow. So maybe we don't take out significant highs or lows today. Maybe we just put the foundations down to look for the areas of liquidity for tomorrow, because obviously we do have NFP tomorrow. Anyways, with gold, I'm not really interested in gold. Like I said to you guys earlier, if we can get a pullback back down here to like 3,500, let's say 3,500, right? $3,500. Wow, gold's past $3,500, you know. That's insane, guys. I'm actually only realizing it now. Gold's really gone past 3,500. That is high, man. You know, for US 30, I do like US 30 for a buy out of, you know, all of the indices. US 30 is giving a pretty nice pullback, right? We've tested this daily down candle. This looks like a really strong buy for US 30, you know, to give us a new swing high. It does look really good. This current 4-hour candle that's printing looks really good as well. Look at the low of the 4-hour. We took out the lows there. Rally. If we get closure, the next 4-hour candle, right, should print the low somewhere inside of this 4-hour candle's range, and then the high should extend. Okay. That's just a bit of foreshadowing, if you want to call it that. But for US 30, I like how it's looking. It looks a lot clearer. No way. My keyboard's dead. Hold on, guys. Let me charge this stupid thing. Can't believe that. How am I gonna charge this thing? Let's see if I got a power back. My brick. See if this thing's got any juice. It's got no juice in that. Alright, guys, give me a second. Let me charge my keyboard.
Next up, Seaport Global downgrading AMD to neutral. Shares fall 2.6%. They say recent channel checks indicate slowing progress within its AI accelerator business. Finally, Evercore upgrading Brinker to outperform. That highlights an attractive valuation and improving customer satisfaction measures. Shares up 5%. Now, price targets keep rising for Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Since reporting earnings last week, 10 analysts have raised targets by an average of 13%. The stock has been on an impressive run, up over 40% over the past year. Joining us now is Eric van der Valk, CEO of Ollie's Bargain Outlet, a U.S. discount retailer with more than 500 stores across 30 states. Eric, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
So you also had your earnings last week. That looked very robust. I would love to know what's driving that. Is that consumers trading down to Ollie's, or is it already your current base just spending and robustness there?
It's all of the above. So we are seeing a trade down, very solid with low middle income and higher middle income consumers, and even high income. So we define that as 50 to 100,000 in household income, or even 100 to 150,000 household income. We're also seeing growth in younger consumers under 50 years old, which is great for us.
So with that, because there's a lot of questions as to when retailers report, is this something of a moment of economic stress? If you are seeing that down trading, Does it to you indicate greater economic stress?
Perhaps. We do see that in the way customers are behaving.
All right, cool.
Our concern for customers as we enter the back half of the year that perhaps.
So if we look at this right now, yeah, guys, USD is just jumping. S&P is up right now. Nasdaq is sort of just chilling where it's at.
Which is the consumer is under some stress.
Let me set some alerts for Bitcoin as well.
Figure out how to navigate tariffs. I think as the start of this year, it was something like 20% of your products were imports. Just the day-to-day of doing business with things like de minimis tariffs ending, confusion over what absolute levels are. How difficult is it to put a price tag on an item right now?
It's challenging, but our business model is very fluid and flexible. So we're in a great position. We can make a decision not to buy an item if we can't offer the right price to the consumer, and we can buy something else. Our customer doesn't have an expectation that we'll have anything in particular in stock on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. That gives us the flexibility to just not buy it, not import it, if we can't achieve the right price and the right markup, ultimately to make us profitable.
Given that, again, you're just so known for value and discounts, does that mean that you are avoiding
What are you guys looking at the moment? Any setups, any trades? Yeah, or nay?
And we maintain price gaps to the market. We're fiercely committed to making sure we are the absolute best price in the market. It will continue to do that. Again, we can substitute items and even categories to ensure that we are the best price in the market and not necessarily follow the market in price increases.
On your earnings call, you also talked about this idea that bankruptcies and store closures that are happening right now are a big benefit to you too, because you can look into expanding into these spaces. Just the level that you're seeing at the moment, if we compare it to other moments of stress, I mean, the most recent of one being COVID, how does it stack up with these retailers that are closing and, again, advantages you're seeing?
Sure. It's a great moment for us.
Nah, chilling. Okay. I'll be honest, like, I don't really think we're gonna get that crazy of a move today. Scalped some gold shorts yesterday at all-time highs. Real bad, man. Yeah, that's deadly still. All-time high shorts. You're a madman. But that's a pretty drastic drop. That.
Opening 85 stores on top of 50 last year was an opportunity for us to hire more people and provide tremendous value to that many more communities across the country.
I have to say, Eric, I also think part of the reason it's so fascinating to be in your seat right now with a really iconic American brand started in the 1980s is that for so many brands closely tied to this country, you're seeing a real interest from the online community and from the president, be it calling out the Cracker Barrel change of logo or Sydney Sweeney selling jeans for American Eagle, which I'm going to assume you're not hiring any actresses to sell all these bargain brands. But how do you think about just approaching the public when it does seem like there is this greater awareness, again, be it from the White House or online, with what companies are doing?
Sure. Ali is actually one of our founders. He's a real person, and his image is all throughout our stores. It's a very quirky, kind of funny, friendly brand, approachable. And Ali is one of our founders, is kind of funny looking older man, and we love him, and our customers love him, and we lean into him, and have no plans to make any changes in terms of our brand personality.
Alright, guys, it looks like we'll have to wait. We'll have to keep waiting. First 15 minutes is here. It's 15-minute candle. We got a doji on the Nas. We got a hammerhead pin on US 30, which indicates bullishness. S&P, we got a bit of a doji as well. Full body doji though. Guess says been watching a lot of videos lately about psychology and trading mindset. Yeah, which videos have you been watching, bro?
All right, Eric, thank you so much for joining, and I'm sure Ollie is happy with this interview that his face will stay the face of Ollie's. That is Eric Vandervalk of Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Now, coming up, speaking of American Eagle, those shares climbing to an intraday record, literally because of Sydney Sweeney, the CEO saying that her jeans sold out everywhere and they picked up customers in every single county of the U.S. We're going to have that story for you next. You're watching Bloomberg Open Interest.
U.S. jobs numbers are released. Bloomberg has the report under surveillance with crucial data and expert analysis at terminal speed. Nobody covers Jobs Day like Bloomberg.
At a time when policy in Washington is driving Wall Street, we draw a distinction between the rhetoric and the action, bringing you market-moving guests and original reporting. This is Bloomberg Surveillance.
Listen carefully. Can you hear the rhythm in the markets? Not just in the syncopations triggered by inflation, but in the preludes leading to global elections, in the dissonance that moves the Nikkei, and the rising course conducted.
Just different traders, including Jacob as well. Okay. What's been some of the talking points, bro?
Bringing you up-to-the-minute global news whenever and wherever it happens. I'm Jumana Bersachi in Tehran, and this is Bloomberg.
American Eagle shares are rising in the early trade. You can even say they're soaring, a pun that I think our production team missed, but that's okay. Shares up 32%. The apparel brand that famously made an ad with actress Sydney Sweeney saw shares skyrocket in late trading yesterday. It reported a quarterly sales beat. For more, we are joined by Bloomberg Managing Editor for Global Business in the Americas, Shelley Banjo. Shelley, is this like literally due to Sydney Sweeney, the fact that they did so well?
I think that is part of it. I mean, people are talking about this brand in a way that they haven't in probably years.
Well, okay. It came with a lot of controversy, though. So what does this mean for other consumer brands maybe looking to replicate the success?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they did it on purpose to, like, bring up the controversy. I think that they really tried to do, you know, a good brand, or at least that's what they say that they tried to do. But they leaned into it and sort of kept going with it and realized they had a moment here that they could step into, and then followed it up with another big brand partnership with Travis Kelce.
Does it tell us anything about the consumer and the health of the consumer at this moment? Maybe the fact that there is still a disposable outcome, especially with younger customers who want to buy the same thing that Sydney Sweeney or Travis Kelce are wearing.
Yeah, I mean, I think people want to buy the stuff that's cool, and that's always been the case. And so the only way to get people spending in an economy like this, where people are a little bit uncertain or teetering, you know, one way or another, is to make a big deal about it, make it really cool. And so this is sort of, you know, they a little bit of luck, a little bit of, you know, really leaning into it at the moment.
Making things cool. I think that's kind of an interesting theme when you look at the likes of Macy's, for example, trying to do a turnaround. A lot of these retailers hoping to achieve a turnaround. How much are we in an environment of a fickle customer that isn't just going to buy, that you really need to show up and give them offerings with taste changing so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly the playbook right now. They really, the brands that are doing well are really leaning into it and really trying to see, okay, what can we do, even if it's one thing, if it's one partnership with one buzzy thing or one buzzy person, how can we give people a reason to actually buy something right now?
Speaking of buzzy things, Gap announced that it's going to expand beauty items and accessories in its Old Navy stores. I'm going to be honest, if I think about buying, like, I don't know, a face mask or something, Old Navy would be...
When you're learning trading on YouTube game, if you don't have savings, then it seems okay to have some sort of income, so that you eliminate that pressure on your trading. Yeah.
Particularly face care,
That's very important.
Especially with the tweens, the teens.
That's actually just straight facts.
Their parents, screaming to Sephora, being like, "Give me your credit card. Let me spend some money over here at Sephora." And Old Navy wants to tap into some of that.
It wants to tap into it. How much of this is also just for a grab of people who want that, but are also looking to trade down, that maybe don't want to spend as much as a Sephora trip would set you back?
Exactly. I mean, when you want, that little luxury, it's the whole lipstick index, concept where I can afford to buy something like this. Maybe this will bring me into the store. Maybe there will be a buzzy TikTok moment at Old Navy that'll bring people in to buy these things.
Is this all it is now? Just TikTok driving sales, Shelly? Is this the new world we're in?
It really is. It really is.
But it's scary because it also means, to your point,
Trading to pay your rent when you're trying to learn at the same time creates unnecessary pressure. Yup.
Step skincare routine for children whose skin is completely fine.
You talk to most 10, 11.
Oh, this straight facts.
Especially girls, but also
Like,
they know they have.
You should always have a backup, have something where you can use to make sure certain things are covered. Or, some people, they do it through having multiple accounts, right? For example, running different prop firms or running different live accounts. But the last thing you need is the pressure. Oh, at the end of the month, boom, man needs to make XYZ payment. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you will then start taking unnecessary trades, unnecessary moves, and then the next, you're taking L after L after L because you're just rushing it. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, whoever said that is absolutely correct.
For your 10-year yield down by 3 basis points. We've had a lot of jobs data coming in. ADP worse than expected.
Not seeing much of a great price action,
That one really looking tough. Hiring plans for August. They were their worst August ever since the data going back that Challenger was trying to capture. We're talking with Mike Wilson earlier, who said that cuts are coming, and this is a Fed and a government that is going to run the economy hot, and that means any of those dips you can buy. Well, coming up, we're going to hear from Karen Pay, Head of Portfolio Management at Fiduciary Trust, plus Thoma Bravo's Seth Burrow on infrastructure software and cyber investments. And live on Capitol Hill, Stephen Myron, President Trump's pick for Fed governor, will be testifying. We'll bring you that in the next hour. You're watching Bloomberg Open Interest.
Let's see what your study looks like. Damn, you 30? To be fair, your study hasn't done much either. Your study is incredibly strong right now. Boy, this month's interest rate decision. Oh, mate, stock market is about to fly to Ross. Yeah, stock market is going to be popping its highs. But then again, it's sort of the thing where it's like if everyone expects or anticipates a rate cut, market is barely going to react. But let's see in it. It's been a long time coming. So let's see it. Let's see it.
Within this system, from first grade, they all start with the AI education. They play 4 years, just playing. And then from fifth grade, they start to develop AI by themselves. And STEM and robotics, I see very clearly how Vietnam should be in future. Vietnam just about 100 million people, young people, good education, and latest technology. That's the only way to go. Education not contribute much profit for equity, but from the country point of view, that's most useful contribution what equity should do. And today we're thinking about every kids, not in cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, but kids in the countryside should got the good education. That's what we're going to do now.
So you're leapfrogging.
Yes, exactly.
Key investors, top executives, global innovators. Join me for in-depth conversations with the biggest newsmakers on the day's top stories. Insight with Haslinda Anand, only on Bloomberg.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute geopolitical news whenever and wherever it happens. I'm David Gura in Alberta, Canada, and this is Bloomberg.
This guy is hilarious. Someone said that someone had said their pronouns are lol.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
That's so silly.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. begins
But I hear it.
at a Senate
Gold
hearing
addicts,
that's
man.
underway in half an hour. Members of the Democratic Congressional Doctors Caucus have been rallying outside.
Dollar's
along with
pushing back up.
Minnesota Congresswoman Kelly Morrison.
We have had a complete political takeover of our nation's top health agency.
Correspondent Natalie Brand.
This hearing is expected to get heated as Secretary Kennedy faces tough questions and growing concerns over the massive changes he's made to the CDC. Ahead of the hearing, 1,000 current and former Health and Human Services staff members released a letter saying that Secretary Kennedy's actions are, quote, compromising the health of the nation, and they're calling for his resignation.
The first day of classes getting underway in Florida, first day since the state Surgeon General announced he wants to do away with vaccine mandates. CBS Miami's Bree Buckley is outside a high school in Pinecrest.
Here at the school, there was a student who caught measles a few months ago, so that announcement really hitting close to home here. Officials here at the school say they were able to stop an outbreak, but now the worry is that that might not be the case moving forward if the mandate is changed.
Texas lawmakers have passed legislation that cracks down on mail-order abortion pills. CBS's Michael Wallace.
It's already illegal to provide abortion pills in the Lone Star State. This bill will allow residents to sue doctors, abortion pill makers, and delivery companies like UPS and FedEx for damages, even if those residents have no connection to a pregnant woman. Opponents say the legislation deputizes Texans as bounty hunters and may illegally export Texas law across state lines.
Investigators are searching for the cause of a streetcar crash in Lisbon, Portugal that killed 16 people. The BBC's Alison Roberts.
The car hurtled down the very steep slope, as eyewitnesses indicated, and only did not crash into the other car standing at the bottom of the slope because there's a slight curve just before the end.
The 19th century streetcars are a popular tourist attraction. An Italian-born fashion master is gone. His company says designer Giorgio Armani has died. Correspondent Matt Piper looks back.
Despite being one of the biggest names in fashion, Giorgio Armani told CBS News that he always worried no one would like his next collection.
Sono terrorizzato.
I'm terrified, he said. But the designer who made the cover of Time magazine had no reason to be. He was a hit with the public and popular with filmmakers, and while Armani started out designing clothes, his multi-billion-dollar empire would eventually extend far beyond fashion to include luxury goods and services.
Giorgio Armani was 91 years old. The Dow's up 35 points. This is CBS News.
Oh, mate. Okay. We're dropping down on NAS. Okay, so we've got last night's Tokyo session. And then we've got New York's low as well. If this is gonna, sell off. So like I said, there is definitely potential for this to drop from here. The question is to where? You know what I mean? Now, how far is this gonna go? This price action isn't great so far. see S&P. Yeah, it's just a bunch of chop, man. Look at the whole morning.
A court hearing today could settle will be put to death.
In Alabama, a murder convict condemned to death filed a lawsuit not to overturn the punishment, but to change the planned method of execution. Legal analyst
Yeah, if we don't get any improvement on PA in the next 25 minutes, we'll call the stream there, and then I'll update through the Discord or Telegram. Like I said at the start of the stream, I don't think we're gonna get anything today, anyways. We tried a little something yesterday, didn't work out. Tried something on Tuesday, you know, that played out brilliantly. Tuesday was a very good day, but you know, we're not always gonna get the moves we want. It is what it is, you know what I mean?
Hamilton is Wait for It, sung by Leslie Odom Jr.'s character Aaron Burr. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
This is Bloomberg Intelligence with Scarlett Fu and Paul Sweeney.
How do you think the Fed is looking at tariffs, the uncertainty of tariffs?
Let's take a look at the sectors and how they performed.
A lot of investors getting whipsawed every day by news events.
Breaking market headlines and corporate news from across the globe.
Could we see a market disruption, a market event?
Are people just too exuberant out there?
You see some so-called low-quality stocks driving this short-term rally.
Bloomberg Intelligence with Scarlett Fu and Paul Sweeney on Bloomberg Radio, YouTube, and Bloomberg Originals.
All right, good Thursday morning. We are broadcasting live from the Power Players New York Conference at Bloomberg HQ in Midtown Manhattan, the 6th floor, the famed 6th floor where all the buzz is, everybody running around all the time, and that's where this conference is taking place on the 7th floor here. Bringing together, Scott, a lot of players in the business of sports, the folks that are involved in the leagues. I mean, kind of everybody coming together here for the business of sports.
Gathering, and it takes place in early September before the start of
Gold's dropping, dollars back up.
And of course, the NFL season, which is the granddaddy.
You know what, I'll tell you what, for gold, if it starts to, you know, break down lower, we can actually take a short on it. Alright, we can take a short on it back down to 3,500. Right, if it actually starts breaking down. Gearing up for NFP, I think, yeah.
And also an executive board at World Rugby. So we're going to talk about women's sports, including the World Women's Rugby coming up as well. Jason Kelly, Bloomberg Originals chief correspondent. He's going to give us kind of a lowdown on what to expect here at this Power Players Conference. So a lot coming up over the next couple of hours here from the Bloomberg HQ, the 6th floor. But right
Bitcoin
now,
is just dropping lower and lower and lower, huh?
All right, guys, this flash being brought to you by IBKR. Will September 2025 be the warmest September on record? At IBKR Forecast Trader, the answer is recently at 11%. You can start predicting today at ibkr.com/forecast. Last trading day for this contract is October 10th. We are data dependent. Let's start with the biggest part of the economy. Services, the headline ISM Services Index rising to 52. That's better than expected. Anything above 50, remember, that signals expansion. Right now, 9 of the 11 major industry groups in the S&P 500, they are pushing higher. Consumer discretionary in the lead, and that's where you're going to find shares of Amazon. They're up 3.2%. After the close, we heard from Salesforce. Those shares this morning down 8% in the early going. They projected quarterly sales growth kind of lackluster. This is also an AI story. Investors have been pretty anxious that the incumbent software maker is going to be outshined by new AI-based vendors.
We might get a sell-off, you know. We've just taken out Wednesday's high. Tuesday's high is over here somewhere. No, here. It's Tuesday's high, so we've taken out Wednesday's high. We could get a reaction off of there. Wednesday, we stayed inside of Tuesday's daily candle. Yeah, we did. Yes, Ritesh, how are you, bro? Yeah, I'm good, man.
Investigation into Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. They've issued subpoenas, according to the Journal, as part of this inquiry into whether she submitted some projects.
Could take a cheeky little short here on Nas, you know, guys. But I'll be honest, I prefer to go short on US 30.
That is your Bloomberg Business Flash. Scarlett and Paul.
There's just nothing that great right now. You know, you could definitely force a scalp where we are now. Like, this is actually not a bad area to go short from. Put your stops above that high. If you want a safer stop, I'd put it above this high. And then go short target. Where is this? Yeah, target that 4-hour candle. That's got potential. But do I think we're just going to drop 100 points like that? I'm not sure right now. Besides, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little, you know, a much smaller move. A potential scalp, if you will, you know? I think this setup is possible. But I'm not going to take it. I just think tomorrow will be far better.
All right, very good. What else you have for us today?
Taking a look at C3AI this morning, ticker AI. Those shares not doing very well, down more than 6% at the moment. So this is a company that's focusing on developing and operating enterprise AI applications. They forecast revenue for the second quarter that missed the average analyst estimate, and they're doing a management shakeup. They just named a new CEO, Stephen Hickian, who was most recently an acting administrator of the General Services Administration under President Trump. He's also Salesforce alum. Bloomberg Intelligence, though, saying that the company's weak fiscal first quarter results and disappointing second quarter sales outlook illustrates the continuation of execution challenges that the company has faced over the last few quarters.
All right, and we got American Eagle.
American Eagle.
Is this a meme stock? What are we doing here?
It may be a meme stock today. I mean, shares are up more than 30% at the moment. So ticker AEO, that's doing really, really well. After we did get their results for the second quarter, net revenue of 1.28 billion, beating estimates, though it is still slightly lower from their year-on-year figure. And third quarter operating income forecast 95 million to 100 million. That's right in line with estimates here. But the kicker here is really their most recent ad campaign with Sydney Sweeney, all about the jeans.
Right.
I know. Have you seen this, Paul? Where do you buy your jeans?
I just saw it. Don't worry about my jeans. Army Navy store, Levi's. I'm solid Levi's.
Okay, you're a Levi's guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably not a customer, but Chief Marketing Officer Craig Brommer crediting that ad campaign with actress Sydney Sweeney as a real driver of revenue for this period.
But how long is that sustainable? I mean, I get the boost that it gives.
And that is why I didn't take this trade.
Absolutely, Scarlett. I mean,
I think we're just going to get a bunch of BS today, man.
this summer, but the question really is how sustainable is it, especially because
If gold can head down, we can look for a nice little long, you know.
substantial tariff hits, and of course, once we're past the seasonal trends,
Gold drops.
shopping and all of that, that is really a question of sustainability.
Can look for maybe 3,600 whole level.
Kelsey's True Colors brand. So it seems like they're really leaning into the celebrity endorsement tack. So they
Let's post that up.
Christina Aquino, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Bloomberg Equities reporter Christine Aquino there giving us these stock reports. For more conversations like this, subscribe to our Stock Movers Reports. Listen for 5-minute audio reports on the biggest winners and losers in the stock market. Subscribe to Stock Movers on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen. Let's get a little economics talk going on there. Scarlett.
Absolutely. We have data coming out. We also have the Stephen Myron confirmation hearing. Michael McKee, our Bloomberg International Economics and Policy correspondent, is on Capitol Hill right now. So, Mike, this is expected to be smooth sailing for Stephen Myron, isn't it?
It's expected to be smooth sailing, but he's going to have to go through some rough seas first. The Democrats who are on the Senate Banking Committee are going to hold his feet to the fire. He'll get through that, of course, but they are going to ask tough questions about his political stances because he has suggested in the past that the president should have more control over monetary policy. And no doubt they will ask him about the Lisa Cook case. He'll probably try to bat that away, saying it's a criminal case now, so I can't talk about it. But there are going to be issues in terms of whether the president is trying to destroy the Fed. And we have Senator Elizabeth Warren, the ranking member of the Banking Committee right now, making that case very forcefully in her opening remarks, saying that Trump is scheming to destroy the independence of the Fed and create his own lackeys to do what he wants, to use its power to please the president, but not to control inflation. So you can for Mr. Byron.
What is the feeling?
Nasdaq looks like it's gonna break down.
What President Trump may or may not be trying to do in terms of influencing.
Nasdaq looks like it's gonna break down.
Well, I think you'd see in people in private saying, yes, Trump is trying to interfere with the independence of the Fed, but Senate Republicans are too scared to do anything about it, so they won't talk about it in public, and they will just let Myron go through, figuring, well, he's only going to be there for a couple of months, according to the president. The Cook case presents something different, but it is also down the road.
Nasdaq looks like it's gonna break down, guys.
All of this is litigated, but if she is, then the president can't appoint a replacement right away, and he's going to have to wait, as everyone else is, until this all plays out. So we're a few days away from knowing what's going to happen on that score, Paul. But
all right, looks like we're on our way.
Opposition here on Capitol Hill, unless the markets tell their senators.
I'm gonna look for a potential re-entry here if we can get it. I don't see anything yet, but it does seem like we're gonna continue to drop. That 5-minute candle closure is pretty damning. It's pretty telling. This has got quite a bit to come down, so I'm not too sure if we will make it all the way down here, but we can play what we see. US 30, S&P. S&P is also dropping as well.
And of course, you might well know her as a gold medalist, four-time Olympian, a former ice hockey defense woman. Angela, great to see you.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Is it amazing, PA? No. It's okay. We can work with it. We can work with it. We can work with it. Am I convinced? No, I'm not convinced. Like, I don't think stock market is in any interesting areas, especially when I look at NAS. US 30, yes, but not the NAS really. It does look like this wants to drop lower. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna take a little something. Take a little something and just wait for this pullback.
Our company's data at Sports Innovation Lab, we're pumping it out, saying there's a business case here. There's an undercurrent of fans that want to buy and spend money, and there's a market, and so it's nice to see the market finally catching up.
Let's get in this joint. We're gonna try to catch a little bit of this move.
That's just been phenomenal, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's funny. The league's been around. W's been around forever.
Yep.
So there's so many great players. It's not like the game has changed, but she's just has star power that's exceeded.
Let's see what happens to this.
I'm actually an investor in the WNBA.
I'm going for a really small position on this. Just let her run. See what happens. Gold looks like it wants to drop as well. Pretty gnarly pullback.
Brands are excited. It only takes one breakthrough star. Think Alona Maher on the rugby side. There's a few stars you can identify.
I would like to see gold come down, you know.
Capturing what the future of sports overall looks like. You know, talk Jason Kelsey, talk any of these big players that exceed the sports arena. That's what Caitlin Clark is.
Yeah, she's larger than life.
Why are these lot talking about basketball? Caitlin Clark. Why are we talking about basketball? I swear, Bloomberg's always talking about some random BS.
That's happened with the WNBA in the past, where they expanded too quickly and then they had to retrench. How do you do this carefully in moderation so that it's sustainable?
It's a great question. I think that is the key. There's a lot of interest from investors now, which is fantastic. I think there's 10 or 12 women's sports private equity funds that have popped up in the last 2 to 3 years. You have bigger funds saying we want to be in the game, but those revenues have to catch up.
You know what, yeah, guys. Let's just lock back in for tomorrow, man. I've taken this little short here. My entry is around here. Not here. It's like around here somewhere. I'm gonna leave that run. See if we can get anything with that, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. I don't really have the patience to sit and watch this boring PA today. Alright guys, money day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.